guys, Jason from Strength Running here, and today we're talking about how to warm up for a run. But not just any run, whether it's a long run, a workout, or a race. So how you warm up really depends on what kind of run that you're about to go do. And the general rule of thumb, if you get nothing else from this video except this one thing, let it be this. The easier the run, the less important the warm up. The faster and harder the run, the more important the warm-up. So for example, if you watch a 100-meter sprinter in the Olympics, and if you were able to follow them around for their entire warm-up process, you would find that it's long, and they are going to include a lot of different things, not just some easy running. And that's really going to help them prepare their body for the demands of running absolutely as fast as they possibly can for 100 meters. Now, if you're going on a 3-mile jog and you're trying to run real slow, this is a recovery run, you probably don't need to warm up very much because you're not asking your body to operate at an extremely high level. That recovery run is a very low effort kind of a run. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over 3 different types of runs and talk about the complete warm-up process that is what I consider ideal to go through before you start the run. So let's first talk about an easy run. Whether this is a 3-mile run or a 10-mile run, it's a run at an easy effort. So how should you warm up for this? Well, the easiest way to warm up for a run like this is to complete a dynamic warm-up routine before you start running, and then the first mile or two just can be at a very relaxed, easy effort as you get your body warmed up and ease into the normal pace that you're going to be running for this easy run. So what exactly is the dynamic warm-up? Now, I'm kind of the coach that's known for talking about sandwiching your runs between a dynamic warm-up and then a post-run core or strength routine. And so the dynamic warm-up is really a series of dynamic flexibility exercises that actually prepare you to go running. And they do everything a good warm-up should do. It increases respiration and your heart rate, increases perspiration, and it opens up capillary beds, particularly in your extremities. It lubricates your joints, it increases your heart rate, and it metabolically primes your body for harder exercise. So if I was going to go for a run right now, I'd get up from my desk, I'd get changed, I would go through about a 10-minute dynamic warm-up, then I would head out the door. First mile or two might be nice and easy, really helping me get into that nice rhythm of easy running. Then the rest of the run will be at my normal pace. But what if I'm getting ready for a workout? What do I do before the faster running in that workout? Well, here we'll do something a little bit different. Now remember, the more challenging the run, the harder and faster it is, the more important the warm-up. So we're going to do some extra things before the workout that we don't have to do before an easy run. So we're still going to do our dynamic warm-up. That really should be the linchpin of the beginning of any training session. This is what should come before running always. Doesn't matter if you're 15 or you're 75, let's do the dynamic warm-up before any kind of run that we're doing. So now that we've done our dynamic warm-up, what do we do before the workout? Well, we should always do some easy running before we even do any faster running. So let's do 2 miles, about 2 miles. I say bare minimum of 10 minutes, but I really like to see runners warming up for 15, 20, or maybe even 25 minutes before a workout. Now, we're not done yet. We've done some dynamic movements. We've done some easy running. What's next? Well, next are strides. Strides are essentially 100-meter accelerations where you build to about 95% of your max speed, but you only hold that for about 2 seconds. Then you coast to a stop, and the whole thing should take you about 20, maybe 25 seconds. And so what the strides do is it really improves your range of motion in a very running specific way. I mean, after all, you are running, and you're running very fast. So your hips are going to open up more, and you're really going to get into a more open range of motion. And that's really going to prepare you for the harder, faster workout. But it's also going to more efficiently metabolically prime you for that harder workout. Now, if it's really hard, you may also want to do a series of form drills or running drills. Things like A-skip, B-skip, karaoke, pawbacks, lots of different examples to choose from. I would say choose 2, 3, or 4 of these form drills, and I'll include a link under this video to some of my favorite form drills. Do 2 to 4 of these drills and do 2 to 3 sets of them. So if you're going to do the A skip, do it 2 or 3 times with maybe a 30-second walking recovery. And then at that point, you'll be ready for your strides. So you can go dynamic warm-up, easy run, drills, strides, then you start your workout. Now that's a pretty lengthy warm-up for a workout. You probably don't have to go to those lengths if the workout is an aerobic workout, like let's say a tempo run. But if you are doing a very fast workout where you're going 5K pace or faster, you probably want to add in those drills just to really help reinforce good form and again, to better prepare the body for harder running. All right, in our last example, I kind of want to talk about 2 examples, the long run and a race. Now, the long run is basically a longer version of an easy run. So you can treat the long run just like you do a normal easy run. You're going to want to do a dynamic warm-up beforehand and then spend the first couple miles of your long run at an easy effort. But we shouldn't treat it too much differently than an easy run because that's really what it is. It's an easy run that just happens to be really long. Now, when it comes to a race, there's obviously very different races out there. You could be racing the 400-meter sprint or a 50K ultramarathon on the trails. And the way I like to think about this is, are these races different in terms of their intensity? And of course, these races are. You know, a 800-meter sprint or a 400-meter sprint compared to an ultramarathon, very different. And so our warm-ups have to be a little bit different as well. So with a very short middle distance event where you are going to be running very, very hard, if not as hard as you can, right from the start of that race, you want to do a very lengthy warm-up. And really, you want to make sure that your body is ready for either sprinting or running very, very hard right from the gun. So that's going to include a dynamic warm-up, a few miles of easy running, some drills, and strides. You might want to do 4 strides, maybe you want to do 6 strides. 8 strides might be aggressive and a little bit too much, but if you're a very advanced athlete, that's probably a good idea. Now, we also can look at these long races like an ultramarathon or even a regular marathon. And if your goal pace isn't that much different than your easy running pace, or if it's only, say, 30 seconds faster, let's not do any running before the marathon itself. And that's primarily because we want to conserve fuel. We want to make sure that you're not burning through your carbohydrate, your glycogen stores too early, because we want to save that for the last 10K of the race when you're really struggling. So what we can do is simply do the dynamic warm-up, and even that can be slightly modified for these longer races. So for example, my standard warm-up routine includes 50 lunges as part of the warm-up process. You're going to do 5 different lunges. You're going to do 10 lunges per lunge type. And my math is right. Yes, that is 50 lunges. And so you probably don't want to do that many lunges right before a marathon or an ultra marathon. So you may want to cut that down to maybe 20 lunges. But that's all you really need to do. Do the dynamic warm-up, then you can start the race. And with a marathon or even longer race, you probably want to take the first mile or 2 slightly slower than your goal pace just to really help that recovery process along. And there we have it. That is how you warm up for any type of run, whether it's a race, a workout, or a long run. So it's really all about intensity. So determine what intensity level that your race or run has, and then you can tailor your warm-up directly for that. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out underneath this video because I'm going to include all kinds of links to different warm-up routines, strides, and other things that I mentioned here in the video that are going to be really helpful for the warm-up process.